Hello and welcome to today's stream, where we will finally, after I think it's been 5 streams, be finishing the Xi Gundam, which has been a very rewarding build, but even though it's not technically as complex as a master grade, it's somehow taken us longer to finish. But also before we start, I took some advice from chat, and I actually got some new panel liner. Ooh. This is the old panel liner. There's the other new panel liner. I got gray and brown panel liner for future builds. We're not going to do it here because, you know, this guy's already lined up. Ooh. Also decided to get some more paints. Got some Tamina paints. Got some black and... Forgot what the word for purple was for a second there. Got some black and purple. Speaking of paint. Oh. What's that then? Oh, thank you, Ada. We just started. On this finale for the Xi Gundam. We've been building it for 5 streams. This is the 3rd week. Hello, man. How's it going? Thank you very much for the raid, Ada. Actually, just was watching the end of your stream before starting mine. Let's see here. Ada just got done with her fall Gunpla showcase, where she showed off the Gunpla of her viewers, if you were not aware. And she had there were some really nice, actually, Gunpla showcased in that stream I saw. A lot of the people had some very nice pictures, very well put together. Excellent lighting in some of those. Hello, Arid. Before we continue the building, I just want to get done with this little bit of prep that I forgot to do off stream. You were also just watching the Ada stream, it sounds like, man. Oh. I think you only have the potato done, because she was also doing some building in between the showcases. And from what I understood, it sounds like you only have the potato done, because she's doing like a multi-kit for SDs. Of the guys, like the Ak guy, the Gog guy, or whatever they're called. I think she did the Gog, actually. She finished it today, the big old potato. Ooh. Hello, Opus. Welcome, and welcome, Ivan. Currently, you're building the third-party Hyaku Shiki champagne cold. You've been talking about that. I'm happy to hear that it's gotten to you. TCG. Just a patat. Okay, you still have the Ak guy and the Zak. Speaking of that, where are my instructions? I say speaking of that, but actually I just realized I don't have the instructions out. And they're not in the box. Give me 1 second. Yeah, Eda is here. She raided us, actually. There's the instructions. Now, always make sure your instructions are ready whenever you're planning to build. But, you know this is a big and special high grade when they have this, staples on it. When it's an actual booklet. Look at that. Pages, instead of, you know, it folding out. They actually cared, chat. Let's get the lid back on this, because I don't have a lot of yellow paint left, and I don't want to lose what little I have. Oh, where's my phone's right here. The Gog is cool, not gonna lie. I'm just trying to remember what episode the Gog appeared in, and I think that's the one where the douchebag character gets a girlfriend and she dies. I don't know why I went there, but it's when they're in Wait, actually, wait a second. Does the Gog attack them when they're in Ireland? Does the potato attack them when they're in Ireland? Am I just realizing that, or am I wrong about that? Just for a high grade for the book? Yeah. Ooh. And again, like, this has something like, I think we counted out like 14 pages. No, it has 17. It has like, it's almost a 20-page instruction manual, though I think, technically speaking, these don't count, but it's still like over 15 pages even without those two. It's a potato with limbs and claws. I like how they took that body plan and then just reused it for the Snuffleupagus mobile suit. We need to go back even further, it appears. Build the Doritos. That is a little louder than I want it to be, that thing. There we go. What was it, though, that I wanted to talk about? Oh, it's actually something that came up on Edda's stream, but also came up last week. Last week we talked about like how annoying scalpers were, and all I could think when it came up on Ada's stream today was just the fact of how maybe we should bring back like public flogging for maybe we should just bring back public whippings for people who are scalpers. If you push down a child in a convenience store to get a toy, maybe you should be beaten in the streets. In Cantonese of Gog, we called Ireland crab. I can't read that. I can't read Cantonese. Some small master grades or medium-sized real grades, just for how much pages in the manual. Yeah, that's true. It is actually, before we start, let me actually, I still have the box, because I still need to throw it out, for the F91. And I have the manual right here. I do keep the manuals, typically. Let's see how it compares to the manual. Let's just go to the back for the F91. 17... Yeah, that's, this is the stand. We're not going to count that. So, this is more of a posing. So it's almost as many pages as the F91, which was our previous build. That is actually kind of insane. It really is just, it is a diet master grade. No joke, we called Ireland crab in Cantonese the Gog. Also, the 1 year war, it did appear the Gog attacked the Gundam in Ireland. Oh my god. I don't know why I just realized that now, but... God, was the Gog like a Trojan horse? Was that the idea? We'll make it design like the Xeon would just like we'll make it designed to look like a potato, and the Irish will never will never see it coming. They'll look at it and be like, it's friendly. Ooh. And now I need, oh goodness, you know what else I didn't get out? My sprue cutters before we started. I thought I had everything, and now I'm all embarrassed. Now I'm blushing. I'm all embarrassed because apparently for this finale, I forgot to get out anything. I got out all the paint we're not going to use. I was like, I went shopping, chat. Look what I got. Now where's the stuff I actually need? I do like the lore reason for why Xeon made so many aquatic mobile suits, and that's because they're like, 70% of the Earth is covered in water, therefore, it's gonna be super important that we have aquatic mobile suits. And it's like, Yeah, because ports are a thing. It's important you have aquatic mobile suits, but like, it's not that important. The Zagak, what we call the Cantonese is magic crab, direct translation. Ah, that's actually really fun. My paint palette. Ah, there it is. Oh hey, for once I actually put my stuff away properly, because the sprue cutters are actually in their case for once. Like I'm learning. H. We need H and D. That's J. This is, I don't know when we're gonna need this, but I'm just gonna cut this off now. Ooh. I do love the translations for Gundam, for like anime in general, because there's always like at least one language where the translation is really fun. Like I still think it's a damn shame that originally in Gundam, the translation for Psychomu systems in English were Psycho systems. So instead of it being like, oh, the Psychomu, they just said Psycho system. And it's just like, that is amazing. It's just like, everyone who pilots a Gundam with new type upgrades is effectively just being said like, yeah, you're using psycho technology, and it's like, this is amazing. Like, this is just the funnest thing to hear. And then like by Char's counterattack, they were like, oh wait, that sounds a little silly. It's the Psychomu system, and it's like, aw, oh man. To be honest, the Zeon Aqua type mobile suits from 1 Year War are pretty lit design, especially the last set. I will say in general, actually, I think aquatic mobile suits are kind of really nicely designed. Because I was actually thinking this while watching Ada's stream, the Pisces and the Cancer from, there's nothing in this sprue, I don't know why I'm bothering holding it. But from Gundam Wing look nice, the aquatic mobile suits from Gundam Seed look nice. Pretty much aquatic mobile suits look really nice, and it's kind of a shame that we don't get more in the Universal Century timeline, but at the same time, there's not, after the 1 Year War, I don't think there's like a conflict big enough to justify having more aquatic mobile suits in the UC. But the aquatic mobile suits are usually pretty interesting just because they're designed for water, you know, so they're always like more sloped and hydrodynamic and whatnot. They're always just kind of more awkward. They might have more like tentacle arms or something, or maybe they'll be like designed to look like a submarine. There's always just a very interesting element to them that makes them really unique. At least Act-Guy Zoc is cool, so Zeon Submarine, not terrible. I do like how the Zeon was like, okay, we made mobile suits. Just replace all of our, like, you know, vehicles outside of battleships with mobile suits. Submarines? No. Mobile suits. There is J again. There's other F that we're gonna cut off now, so we don't need to search for that, and we can throw away that sprue because it's now empty. I don't know what this is for, but I'm gonna cut it off now. I think that's a stand adapter. Or maybe, I'm not sure. But that is now an empty sprue, so we'll put it right there. Zaft Seed just muchly folks about these space mobile suits. Ooh. Oh, you want Gundam Zaft Aqua mobile suits, the grunt one, and the commander version? Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Like, I do find it makes sense strategically why this happens, but it is a little funny when I'm thinking about Gundam Seed during, like, not the final battle, but the final, like, the big battle in Alaska, how the mobile suits for Zaft just, like, come out of the water, like, poke out of the water, fire missiles, and go back down. It's literally like they're playing Marco Polo. They just break the water surface, fire missiles, go back down. Break the water surface, go back down. Break. not the only ones to do that. They also do that in Gundam X, but I feel like it's just because how big the ones are in Gundam Seed. And so it's like, it's not like they break the ground and like they have their arms out and fire missiles. They just fire missiles from their bodies, if I remember correctly. Let's see here, and then I won't be needing that. And then this is H. Found H. I kind of have mixed opinions on Gundam Seed designs, and I don't think Gundam Seed designs are bad necessarily, but I think the animation makes the mecha look way too toyetic. And what I mean by that is it makes it look like they're made out of plastic instead of metal. Especially early on. Later on in the series, I think it doesn't look as, it looks like they're more made out of metal, but early on in Gundam Seed, especially the Strike Gundam, it literally looks like it's just a highly reflective, like, plastic. Ooh. Zaft mainly focused on, maybe land or space, so yeah, they not give a budge for Aqua like Zeon. They didn't have a lot, just like how in Gundam Wing, again, there was only the Cancer and the Pisces, which were literally almost the same, like, which kind of, you could get the Pisces and Cancer easily confused, but they still look nice, and the fact that you have, like, anything at all is kind of nice to begin with. I still appreciate what we got, even though it's not a lot, and I cut off the correct piece. I am so smart. I am so smart. Oh, best viewers. I hate how since Twitch has cracked down on bots, I've been getting more bots, in all honesty, since Twitch has been like, we're gonna crack down on bots and, you know, we have too many bots on this platform. After they did that, I've been getting way more bots. I would never get bots on stream before they did that, and if I got a bot, it would be after I ended stream for some reason. But now I get bots almost every stream since Twitch was like, we're gonna handle bots. Really annoying. The whole Archangel literally flipped the ship upside down and aimed their main cannons to wipe out the Zaft grunt. How do I not remember that scene of them flipping the Archangel upside down? You like the Baku? No matter is rail cannon or missile launcher pod? I don't like how everything has to be in, is it anagram? In Gundam Seed. The Buku. Ooh. The Buku is nice. It's a Zoid. It's a Zoid in Gundam. Ooh. And they give reason for its existence. They put it in the desert, so it's a hydroplaner, or not hydroplaner, but it's a ground effect. It like hovers over the ground like the Dom does, but for extra stability, it's on all fours. It's a nice explanation for why it looks more bestial. Yeah, it's a Zaft Tiger. It's the Puma. Ooh. Zaft with their cat mobile suit, literally a dog or cat, yeah. I feel like it's for some reason, it's because they wanted to design it that way, but I feel like having it be, again, kind of like having a hovercraft mode in the desert, and it also, like, them establishing in the show that the desert is very unstable ground. Putting it in the desert was definitely a good excuse to have a Zoid in Gundam. That extra stability. I don't need that piece yet. But I know in Gundam Seed Destiny, I think it's Destiny, somebody gets killed by, like, Buku drones or something that have, like, saber teeth. And they just, like, literally have, like, they just have, like, particle beam saber teeth that they just rip into somebody's cockpit with. And then there's a lot of blood because it's a mid-2000s anime. Not saying Gundam Seed Destiny is mid. I have not watched it yet. I'm just saying it's literally from the mid-2000s. So there was a quota in the mid-2000s in anime where everything had to have copious amounts of blood. That is a hair from my head. The Buku with 3 heads from Gundam Seed Gazer. I'm gonna have to look that up. Oh, we building the Gundam whose shoulders look like Space Marine and they do kind of give Space Marine envy. They are big. Ooh. They're big Doritos that he just put on his shoulders, but Buku 3 head. A Cerberus Buku sounds cool as hell. Ah, that's a neat little dude. He has like 2 extra heads that extend out from his back, which seems like a weird place to have them, but, well, I mean, your head extends out from your back, so it's not that weird if you think about it. Also, welcome, Asmon. Asmolt, not Asmin. Asmolt. Oh, hell no, most brutal death in Seed. Rip the dual variant type Gundam female pilot. Got hauled by Stargazer? Is this the... I mean, I'm looking at something here. I'm looking at the Cerberus Buku Hound, so maybe... I don't know if that's correct or not. Dorito Starscream. Oh my god, live action Starscream. Oh my god, he just got that Dorito body, man. Ayo. Fucking live action Starscream literally just got them chicken legs, Dorito body. Oh my god. Did I cut out the wrong piece like an idiot? Okay, so what did I do wrong? Which piece did I cut out wrong? Oh my... Wait. No, this is the correct piece, so this is the wrong piece then? How did I do this? Damn it. Okay, so I might have been a little stupid and not been looking at the pieces I was cutting out. No, that's the correct piece. It's, this is the correct piece. 2 head. Boku, had 3 head. The Buku, whatever. I have come! You just announce that wherever you go. When you're in bed with a woman, you just, you know, when you reach climax, you just shout, I have come! You know, women love that. And then this goes... I'm a little confused. Which is not a new state of being for me, but I just want to make sure... Okay, I'm putting it on correctly. Hold up. 2 head Buku. Okay, so the Cerberus is something different. You're talking about a 2-headed Buku. Tactical reconnaissance. No, wait. That one just has like a thing on the side of his head. Oh, wow. For the when you look up the Cerberus mobile suit, Buku, look who's in the images. Oh, gone but not forgotten, chat. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's not lining up somewhere. It's not lining up there. There we go. Love Dorito shape robot, even Ifkasi or Starscream. Oh hell no! I have come, my good sir, like in a medieval period. So what you're telling us is to avoid pregnancy, you do her on her period. Okay. I don't think that works that way, but okay. But in all seriousness, welcome, Gundam. Good sir. Oh, good gentle sir. Honorable Chatham, yes. Welcome, good sirs. Welcome to all my honorable chat. Wait, no, that's... Wait, a different VTuber actually calls their chat honorable chatters. I can't call you that. I need to get you guys a better name. And luckily, after the rebrand, you guys are gonna have a really nice name. But I can't spoil it. But I think you will like it. And J16. There it is. I think you guys are gonna like the rebrand. I'm gonna have to redo. Well, yeah, I should redo it. I don't want to contract. I don't want to contract Atya again for this. I'd rather contract her for something more important. But I'm gonna have to redo this PNG art for the rebrand, for the redesign. Oh my god, why is it so... It was so cold today, now it's so warm during stream. This is awful, I tell you what. And then... This goes... How do you go on? Does it matter which way you go? I don't know if you I don't know if it matters. This goes on like this. Then this clicks into here. I do love the later Gundam designs like the F91 and like this, where... Hold up if I... Well, I'll just show you. I just like the venting. I love the radiators. Ooh. That sounded awful. Okay. It's like, it's not... Okay. I feel like that should... So like, this is a little bit of articulation in the skirt to do this? Am I going crazy? I can move... Chat! We can move it... 1, 2, 3... We can move it 3 millimeters now! We are so in. Ooh. Are we talking about the rebrand? What rebrand? Oh. What's your thought on Master Grade Double Zeta Gundam full armor? We talked about, well actually I wouldn't know about the Master Grade. But I like the design of it. Ooh. Is the Master Grade out right now? I haven't built it, but... Master Grade... I actually like the Master Grade double... Sorry. I like the design of the Double Zeta full armor than the traditional design. Just because... It kind of fills out the frame a little. I think was the reason. But we talked about that. It's a nice looking boy, but for the Master Grade... I have not built it. But I'd be interested, I'll admit. Good morning, my black gentlemen. Ooh. Yes, my swarthy fellows. Spill the beans. No, I can't, because if I say too much, then it never happens. And right now, I'm actually trying to talk to a VTuber to help me with the redesign. There's one last VTuber I need to get in to help me with the redesign. Because I really, really value their opinion. And they've not once been wrong with me yet, so... I need to get their opinion, but right now, we are not on the best of terms. Ooh. It's behind the scenes stuff, so I can't talk about that. But right now, I'm just trying to, wait something out, effectively. But I'm hoping to have at least a PNG done with the redesign before the end of the year, if nothing else, so you guys at least know what we're working with. Ooh. For the model, I'm not sure what we're gonna do. I don't think I can make my own model. I might contract Atya, but I don't think Atya would want to make a model. I think Atya would not want to go through all of that process, so I'm not quite sure what we're gonna do for the model. But we'll definitely have a PNG. Well, we'll hopefully have a PNG before the end of the year. I like the F90 with the core fighter. Ooh, yeah, the F90 feels like a really nice evolution of the Alex. They just announced the Master Grade Double Zeta Verka coming soon. Oh, I lost it on the Discord, actually. It was shared. All the announcements were shared by one of our members. I think it's Ricey's alt account or Ricey's Discord account. But it was shared. And yeah, so I did not know that was also announced, because what was announced was a Tifa from Gundam X, a new super deformed, I think, Gundam Freedom, Master Grade. Just a bunch of stuff was announced in general. I can't remember it all, but if you're on the Discord, you can just go to the Gunpla chat and see. Like the Gundam Phantom and its lore. Chat, get the hose. We were waterboarding him. Yay, water. Sadly for you, I don't breathe anyways. Oh, it might be regularly released because we did get the Faz Verka as a normal release years back. Oh my god, I hope it's a normal release. I don't think I'm going to be willing to buy like a... I'd probably buy it in the wild. I probably would not buy it on P Bandai. I'm going to be completely honest with you. It's one of those kind of builds for me. Or it's one of those kind of designs for me. You aren't ditching the American vibe, are you? Not necessarily, no. Ooh. We're still celebrating and whatnot. Ooh. But I don't want to say too much about the redesign, but it's not... No, I still have an American toggle and whatnot. But it's more that I'm just going to... What's the... Ah, crap, I forgot to plug this, put this on. But it's more that I'm going to be streamlining the concept. So instead of being a Doulahan American Spirit cowboy, it's not going to be so many things tacked onto one another. It's just going to be peeling back the layers and being something far more straightforward. Ooh. But I will still have an American toggle. That is still something I want to have because I really like the American eyes and whatnot. And I still love my country. But so don't worry about that, Opus. Actually, next year we will be actually doing more for the 4th of July next year than we did this year, in all honesty. Do you top coat before you liquid panel lining? No, but I did get top coat when I was out. I don't know where I put it. That's something else I got. No, this is my old, no, this is my top coat gloss. That's the top coat I already had, but I've got some matte top coat, so when I'm done with this, if I want to, I can top coat him. You like the Master Grade F80 100. It's mass production version of the F91, but it's of course it's P Bandai. Is that the one that, is that like the one that kind of looks like a super advanced gym, if I remember correctly? I remember Lego Bionicles, man. Did you know that Worf from Star Trek is the guy, like if you've ever seen like the videos that's just like the lore of Bionicles, it's just like the story of their world building. It's like narrated by Worf from Star Trek for some reason, and I love it. But I'm gonna look up the F80 real quick. Okay, that's a Ferrari. Hold up, wait a minute. Okay, let's be... Yeah, it is the Super Gym. Oh, that sucks that that's... Ah. Oh, I feel like Super Gym might not be the best name for it, but like... It feels to me like the ultimate form of a gym. Even though it doesn't have like... Even though it has more of eyes than a traditional visor, I really like it. Hearing that, hearing that this is Premium Bandai sucks. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I prefer the F80 over the F90. I like the F90, but I'd rather just get an Alex, and I already have a Master Grade Alex. So I'd rather just stick with what I have in that regard. It's called the F80 Gun Raid. Ooh, look in Discord for the reason why it's discontinued. Oh god. Michael Dorn, thank you. Michael Dorn is just a general voice actor, so I shouldn't be like acting like it's weird that he's there. Michael Dorn is a fantastic voice actor, and he has such a unique voice. He's also the voice of like the big super mutant from Fallout 2. Ooh. I forget what that character's name is, but there's like a giant super mutant, and it's just Michael Dorn just using his deep voice just to sound like the most intimidating character in video game history. The real reason Lego stopped making Bionicle sets. I don't know if I can show that on screen. But that's the title of the video. Chat, remind me at the end of stream to do when we do the size comparison to bring out my last Bionicle. But honestly, amazing custom Bionicle build. I think this is the thumbnail for the video that I was sent, but that is actually really good. That's actually a really good custom. Dorn! Can you imagine Michael Dorn voicing Dorn for 40k? It actually would be a pretty good voice, actually. Michael Dorn would be a pretty good... I mean, you couldn't do it live action because Michael Dorn is black and Rogel Dorn is like one of the whitest Primarchs. I feel like you could race swap some of the Primarchs, but Dorn, the dude's so white that his hair is ivory. Let's keep going. Let's see here. Okay. And then I think these are these pieces. But that's kind of a coincidence. It's like how one of the best casting you could ever do in Transformers would be casting Michael Ironside as Ironhide, which they almost did in Transformers Prime, but for some reason they were like, no, he has to be Ultra Magnus. You almost had the perfect casting, because not only for the name of Michael Ironsides and, you know, Ironhide, but literally the personality of the characters of being the old gruff veteran. Literally, one of Michael Ironside's most famous roles is from Starship Troopers, where he plays the old, gruff veteran. And, oh, not only that, but in the show, Michael Ironsides loses a hand, just like how in Starship Troopers, his character was missing a hand. I don't know if that was intentional or not. But we could have had the perfect character. It is Rogel Dawn. Oh god, he is like, he never lies. Does he never lie because he has integrity or because he's autistic? Well, it depends how hard we're memeing. Actually, I saw a post on Twitter that was kind of funny to me because people were like, oh, because somebody was like, there's no good guys in 40k, and then they showed like a picture of Sanguinius. You know, as like a counterpoint, because Sanguinius is supposed to be effectively like 40k space Jesus. You know, like nobody's perfect in 40k, but Sanguinius is literally designed to be the like one good guy. As like not like exclusively, but like he's designed to be somebody that you look at and you're like, he's so cool and he's actually pretty cool. And somebody else was like, you know, he would kill mutants if he saw them. And it's just like, Sanguinius hated mutants. He probably did hate, like, you know, demonic possessed mutants, but, like, he was a mutant. He had angel wings. He'd kill a mutant if he saw one. Like, it's like, he'd kill abhumans or something like that is actually what they said. It's like, he was an abhuman. He was a mutant, not even an abhuman. He was just a straight up mutant. You're fortifying this comment section. It's appreciated. Sorry, guys. Being down by heavy rain. Heavy rain forest. Sorry, I didn't actually finish that. I hope everything goes well where you are. God, Emperor Texas speech was such a great way to get people into 40K. It was such an amazing tool for that. And then Games Workshop literally went, oh, we're gonna start copyright striking satire and like anything that you make. And so the creators of one of, if not the most popular 40K shows on YouTube just went, yeah, we just have to stop. There's no way we can continue doing this. It is still insane that they did that. And they did it because they're like, oh, well, we want to launch Warhammer Plus. And so our competition is people making Warhammer animations for free. Okay, yeah, but like everyone's making Warhammer animations for free, and those animations are like 30 seconds long. Like, surely that's not competition for you. Well, it turns out when they actually released Warhammer Plus, their animations were, you know, more than 30 seconds long. However, they were all initially motion comics. And it's just like, Jesus Christ, you told people to pay a monthly subscription for motion comics. Get out. Just get out, Games Workshop. You are one of the worst companies in existence. Hello, Ricey. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, try meeting them with Vulcan. Vulcan's also a pretty cool dude. Ooh. Vulcan's also pretty cool. He also has one of the coldest lines in all of 40K, where when Conrad Kurz is like, haha, you got your teleportation beacon, but I have a teleportation jammer up. So this whole thing for you to get out of here was a trick by me. You'll never escape. And Vulcan just looks at Conrad Kurz with his teleportation beacon in his hands, and he goes, you forget one thing, Conrad. This is also a hammer, because the teleportation beacon is housed within a giant power hammer, and he just starts beating Conrad Kurz with the hammer. And it's just like, yeah, Conrad, Conrad, you can literally see the future. How did you not see that coming? Oh, Warhammer 40K universe is such a shit show, it's hard to... It is kind of all over the place. Like, one moment they'll be like, orcs are kind of funny and silly, and then they'll be like, oh, orcs, you know, it kind of depends on the writer, like, how much they want to lean into more the campiness nature, and be like, orcs are funny and silly, and then be like, orcs eat people and, like, harvest their organs just to, like, for shits and giggles. It's grimdark, but sometimes it's also campy. There is a little bit of that it kind of goes back and forth, and it can have a bit of a annoying juxtaposition. I think overall, 40K can be better than it is. You kind of have flavors. If you want the more campiness, you have plenty of stories for that. If you want the more grimdark, you have plenty of stories for that too. That and Bricky. I just remembered how the Ultima founding went down. Not the Primaris Marines themselves, but how Gilliman got back. This is actually pretty shit writing from 40K, I will say. Ooh, speaking of some of like the not so glamorous parts of 40K writing, is that they're like, well, we need Gilliman to no longer to lead the Imperium. Well, how do we do that? Well, an Eldari comes with, you know, a magical space armor that heals him. The fuck did he just say? Yeah. You know, they just, you know, an Eldar just throws magic space armor that heals him all up good and nice. But he's like trapped in the, okay, that's really stupid, but like this is still a grimdark universe, but like I guess he's trapped in that suit forever now and his life is eternal agony. No, he's fine. He can take off the suit now and live a normal life. He's pretty much A-okay. He's better than he was before the heresy even. He's amazing now. He can like, and also he has a billion bajillion like Primaris Space Marines, which are like Space Marines but better. And he's gonna go out and conquer the galaxy. What are we doing? What are, like, what is this writing? Well, you see, what happened is Games Workshop wanted to have true scale Space Marines, which is to say Space Marines that are, you know, not squatty little silly looking boys. And to do that, instead of just reprinting, making new models that weren't squat and silly looking, they just made a whole new line of Space Marines. And their justification was, yeah, we had these for the last 10,000 years, we just weren't using them. While the Imperium was slowly collapsing in on itself, we just had like billions of Space Marines we weren't using. The most effective fighting force in galactic history, we had an upgrade to that we just weren't doing anything with for 10,000 frickin' years. That is some of the worst world building I've ever heard in any piece of fiction, I'm not gonna lie. Vulcan and his sons are cool until there's a child Eldar. Yeah, fucking okay, the meme that was it Inyad, or I think, is it Inyad, or I can't remember the character's name, but the meme that the Eldar is also Gilliman's girlfriend. Also, her lore is really weird, because her lore is that she was, I think, a Dark Eldar fighting in the Colosseums of the, fighting in the Dark Eldar Colosseums or something. I could be wrong on this, don't take my word for it. But from what I remember is, like, she was fighting the Colosseums, gets killed, and then, like, the god of the Eldar awakens, the new god of the Eldar awakens, and then revives her and is like, you are my prophet now. And it's just like, that's just like a really weird, like, series of events that just happened. And why would the god of the Eldar why would, like, the new god of the Eldar, which is anti-Slanesh, pick a Dark Eldar? Maybe they weren't a Dark Eldar, but I'm pretty sure they were in Kamara, which is the Dark Eldar capital. It's just 40k. The whole Ultima founding, all that stuff is just, they just wrote shit on a napkin and then went, this is lore. It really feels like that. Ooh. It's like they were afraid for decades to move anything forward in 40k. Everything had to, like, you know, by the end of the day remain at status quo. And then when they finally change things, they change it in the dumbest way imaginable on a world building level. Still better writing than DC did to Batman. Oh my god. Batman Who Laughs is just... The Batman, the cartoon show, was a better version of the Batman Who Laughs. And I'll get to that in a minute. You don't know, wait, I don't know. I don't really read much Warhammer things in, yeah. Gundam, at least, if there's something silly in, like, a Gundam universe, usually it's either a side story in the UC that most people don't know, and you can be like, ah, it's just a silly little story we have. Or it's an AU, and you're like, well, that's not really part of the main canon, you know, that's its own little beast, okay? All the yaoi baiting in, like, Gundam Seed, that's more of a Gundam Seed thing. Yes, it still happens in the UC, but in the UC, it's more, like, incidental. It's intentional in Seed. And then L. Where is the twink known as L? Wait. Wait. What? Oh! Okay, I know what piece I need. But for, the Batman Who Laughs, there's an episode in The Batman, which is, like, the 2000s Batman show, because there's a Batman show for every decade. I think the 2010s had Batman the Brave and the Bold, which is also pretty peak. But in The Batman, the Joker, for no reason outside of the fact that the Joker's crazy AF in that show, just goes like, I'm gonna dress up as Batman. I'm Batman now. And he just starts going around punishing people as Batman. And an example of this is he goes to the mayor and he actually, like, he hits the mayor's wife with laughing gas toxin because she had 12 items in the 10 item checkout. And he's just like, You're welcome. Like, even your wife is a villain, Maya, but I stopped her evil doing. Double Zeta is a little goofy, but it locks in by the end. Double Zeta is a little goofy, but then it remembers it's a Gundam show by the end of it. And honestly, with all the darkness that was happening before in Gundam, Double Zeta is a pretty good palate cleanser after Zeta Gundam. And before you move into Char's counterattack, you're like, okay, everything's really sad. I just need to be happy for a moment. Okay, there we go. Everything's just off the wall, goofy shenanigans. People are dying. Tomino woke up. Ooh, but in the Batman, not Batman, Brave and the Bold, in the Batman, because that's what the cartoon was called. It was called The Batman, which is just, you know, not confusing at all. But in the show, the Joker, while he's, you know, LARPing as Batman, makes a realization, and his realization is a Batman needs a Joker. You know, they are, you know, eternally locked in this dance or whatever. And he's like, well, I'm the Joker, so, like, how do I get, like, I can't be Batman and the Joker, so how do I get a Joker? And then he realizes, I'll turn Batman into a Joker, so he makes a special toxin which turns Batman into the Joker. And the whole episode is Batman trying to figure out how not to become the Joker, while the Joker's just, again, going around Gotham, being Batman and just ruining everyone's day. It's a really fun episode that's still tense. Char Aznable. Did I do this wrong? Hold up. Char Aznable, when he realizes he can just be gay and ask Amuro out instead of being crazy neo-Nazi leader and committing... You see, though, that's why people love the Universal Century, though. That's why the Universal Century is better than Gundam Seed, because in Gundam Seed, the Yowies, you know, the Yowie boys, they actually just become friends and get along, and we have, I guess you could call it a happy ending. You know, that's lame and boring. In the UC, you know, the Yowie gets so intense that, you know, I don't know what type of Yowie Char would be classified as, but Char Aznable tries to destroy the Earth because he's just too shy to ask Amuro out. It's peak. And that's why unintentional yaoi will always be better than intentional yaoi. And the reason for that is because the Fujoshis want the fantasy. They want to have room to be like, oh my god, these two characters are boning each other. And you look at it and you're like, no, these characters are not boning each other. But they want to lie to themselves. They want to believe in the impossible, chat. It's how they get off. And that's why things like, say, Gundam Wings Yaoi is better than... What am I doing wrong here? Is better than Seed as well. Because again, Gundam... God damn it, why is this not working? Gundam Wing, again, had incidental yaoi. They had pretty boys, but I don't think they're like, we're going for yaoi with it. They just had pretty boys, you know, to make the girls interested. But the girls were like, all of the Gundam pilots are obviously screwing each other. And it's like, no, like at no point is that even implied. And they're like, of course they're screwing. Captain Kirk and Spock, of course they're having sex off screen every episode. The women need the yaoi. Okay? You can't force the yaoi. They'll make it themselves. You just need to give them the tools for it. And by tools, I mean two men who are close friends. Okay? Or two men who just want to kill each other. Or two men who happen to be in the same room for like an extended period of time. Really, you just have two men in a piece of work, in a piece of fiction. The women will just make them gay and want to screw each other. You don't really need to do a lot, to be honest. If I don't really know why. I should ask a woman why they do yaoi. What's the logic behind it all? My other phone that had my PS2 emulator is now fixed and arrived. Ooh, nice. Ah, sweet. I'm also gonna play with your your super deformed Gundam after this. Oh, that's pretty new. That's pretty nice to hear that you have your things going well. Reminds me of that one weird Japanese author, Yukio Mishima, or something like that. I'm not familiar with that name. Quest, if she just stopped being in the way of others, Hathaway would be in London Belle. Quest is just a crazy bitch. Let's see here. Oh, is this the piece we need? It is, and it appears I'm going to have to use some... It appears I got some panel liner on it, so I'm going to need to use some lighter fluid. How deep are we? We probably need to lock... Yeah, we need to lock in. I'm kind of taking my time with this build because, well... Not really... the most complex thing that we're doing at this point. But I shouldn't dilly-dally too much. Darn it. It's gonna be a pain to paint this later, but I should have painted these. I should have filled these in probably blue, because I have the shoulders blue already. Ooh, as you can see here, I should have filled these in blue. I'm gonna have to do that later. Hopefully this is forgiving and does let me deconstruct it easily so I can do it with it not plugged in. Yeah, Quest is... Like, the thing is, I don't hate Quest because I appreciate her on a meta level. Quest is a crazy Gundam woman, and without her, we wouldn't have the crazy Gundam women who came after her, because it's really in the later, it's like Char's counterattack and like you have Quest, you know, like kind of refining the crazy Gundam woman, but you also have like in Double Zeta you have Chara, who's also a crazy Gundam woman, who's peak crazy Gundam woman, okay? Absolutely one of the best crazy Gundam women. You know, they nailed it with Chara, because Chara is just insane. For some reason, she kind of comes on to, like, teenagers. That's not very cool of her, but nobody's perfect. Ooh. But Gundam... Let's get this... Where... Oh my goodness, I don't know where this is going. But I am just confused as to what we're doing right now. But Quest was a part on that evolution of getting characters like Lady Une from Gundam Wing, who's another peak crazy Gundam woman. You know, Quest stumbled and fell on her face and was an absolutely trash character, so we could have peak, like Lady Une, chat. Think of your favorite absolutely insane Gundam woman, and without people like Quest, they wouldn't know what not to do. You might not like it, but it's true. Then we do this. Do this. And then this goes on like this. Okay. These parts are not coming together quite as cleanly as the rest of the build, which has me a little concerned. I will never get over in Gundam, in Double Zeta Gundam, when Chara's brainwashed. To snap her out of being brainwashed, two things happen. She gives Judo a motorboat by accident. And if you don't know what a motorboat is when you put your face between two pairs of breastises, between a pair of breastises, not two, between a pair of breastises. So Judo gets motorboated, and that snaps her out of being brainwashed, because she's like, "Ah, oh, young man between my bosom." And it's like, absolutely insane. And then to further snap her out of being brainwashed, Judo says, Hey Chara, remember when you did laundry for us instead of going to war? You liked doing laundry like a proper woman. Come back and do laundry for us. And it's like, Oh god, you could not write that today. I don't even think in Japan you could write that shit today. Hey Char, remember when we kidnapped you and made you do our laundry? Do that again. We could really use you. Just remember that Jollibee, the fast food chain, survives all kinds space wars and is still a thing in whoa! Since... Ooh. Yes, in 2150, in consideration that UC starts around, 2045. Jollibee does last a while. It's like the McDonald's of it. I do like how there's things that just keep surviving, like the battleships that the Federation used in the first 1 year war are just in Victory Gundam for some reason, to what I've been told. Like they've been retrofitted, but it's still the same make and model. If what I've been told is correct, it's just like that's like 100-year-old ship, and it's like, well, you know, Russia's using a 100-year-old ship. I think that's different. I think Russia still having one 100-year-old ship is different from like this of like your fleet being filled with 100-year-old ships. Jollibee was a partner in Hathaway's Flash and appeared in the anime. Yeah. Don't they go to a Jollibee when Hathaway meets up with his other secret agent people? Don't they go to a Jollibee? Like while they stop by a Jollibee to eat, if I remember correctly. And yeah, one of somebody's like in a Jollibee outfit is like another spy or something. Ooh. They made it plot relevant. Ah, damn it. Survive the collapse of like Earth civilization. That is some good fast food if it survives that much stuff though. Survives the Federation literally collapsing in on itself. Okay, let's get this. But we're cooking. I just reopened my phone and I was still on Discord, so I just saw the Bionicle pinup woman. Random civilian, but sure, just want to sandwich from Jollibee Manhunter, and I want you in space now. Ooh, did I? Oh shit! No, I didn't. Okay, for a second there, I thought I cut off something that I wasn't supposed to. So this goes on like this, and this goes on like this, and then this goes like this. This goes like this. This goes here. Okay. I think I'm doing this correctly. Ah, okay. So then... Wait. Cool. I hope this is going... I hope I'm doing this correctly. I really don't know at this point. Okay, so we have we have our Doritos. How's it going? It's going fine, it's going fine. A little slow for how simple what we're doing is, but we're just chatting it up. And then... Oh, I think that's actually the shoulders done. So we can get this, and why is it so dark in here? Why is it getting... It's a little darker than it should be already. I know the days are getting shorter, but it feels way darker than it should be. what kid show you want to rewatch for you? You're rewatching Slugterra? I don't know if I've heard of that. Maybe Gargoyles. I haven't rewatched Gargoyles in a while. And Gargoyles can be pretty fire, to be honest. Cult classic TV show from the 90s. And he looks good. He looks good. He looks really good filled out with his Dorito battle pack. And this should be really quick to build, so let's put you over here. And then we can finally do the Sazabi size comparison. And Jesus Christ, you are holy. Actually, I wish I could show you, but he's leaning really far forward. Like, look how, I want to see if I can convey this, like, of how forward he's leaning, how far forward he's leaning, and how he's still standing up when he's like this. You can see how, like, the central line is technically behind his back there, but when I put him up, he still stands up perfectly fine. That's actually really good. I'm actually really surprised by that. You need Mountain Dew and Doritos. We're gonna bust open your original cases of Halo 3, your Mountain Dew and Doritos, because we're gonna do some Lasso Bros. God. Well, that's also something I need to do. I need to finish planning the Lasso collab. Ooh. I think Captain has a stable enough connection for Lasso. I need to check in on when Atya is available. Ooh. And I need to see if I can find a fourth person. A fourth person isn't necessary for Lasso, but it is nice to have a fourth person. Because it means that there's one more person to die, therefore things can... It's pretty much one more point of failure, is why you want a fourth person in Lasso, to make it even harder. Because the best number for most Halo games for Lasso is actually 3 people, from what I've experienced. Because what you have is you have one person who's like the headshotter, who's like, you know, the damage dealer. You have one person who uses plasma weapons to strip the enemy. Then you have a third person who kind of plays like a switch hitter. They kind of either do one or the other. You know, and then if you have a fourth person, they're redundant, and they're only good to die. Major League Gamer. And I remember when people who were really good at games, we actually celebrated them. Then the people who were really good at games started complaining when games changed and they had to learn new tactics, and they were like, "Oh, well, actually, like, games shouldn't, like, I have to learn new tactics, that means the game is bad." No, get good. Why are the best players the ones who complain the loudest about, like, having to get good? Hello, Kays. Hello, meow. After this, I'm play the SD game and add Hathaway and Char in one team. Nice. Gonna be confusing for Char, but Hathaway, he's like, "Oh my god, you're my greatest hero. Didn't you fight against me, like, where I died?" Don't worry about it, bro. Don't worry about it. Water under the bridge. I'm the fourth getaway guy. Ooh. It's still funny to me, all the cheaters on, like, modern games, how I think it was actually found out that, like, 1/4 of the people doing the beta test for Battlefield were cheating. Like, out of, like, thousands of people got banned from the Battlefield test because they actually, like, put in anti-cheat, and the anti-cheat caught. Again, thousands of people, like 1/4 of the people, like 1 out of 4 people playing were found to be cheating. And you start to understand, oh, that's why so many people were defending the cheating, because they were also cheating, like I predicted. But that shit was crazy. I still don't really understand, like, why bother cheating, and because, like, you're not actually, like, accomplishing anything. So, like, what do you get out of cheating if you're not actually getting any... Like, if you're not gaining anything, why cheat is kind of my question. Like, you're not getting those kills. You're not getting those... Like, you're not getting that victory. The software you installed is. It's all a little confusing to me. You posted something normal this time on Discord. I don't know if that's true. Last time somebody posted something on Discord, it was a Bionicle with big titties. You record after this. Hollow Knight fans so happy. Oh my god, yes, Silk Song. Them just going, yes, Silk Song is going to be released like at the start of September. You know? Just after years of getting nothing, of hearing nothing back about Silk Song for 7 years. Hearing absolutely nothing, and I know this because I've been keeping tabs myself on it, and then they just go like, oh hey, the game's releasing next week. What? Yeah, the game is releasing next week. What do you mean it's releasing next week? Well, you guys wanted an update, we're giving you an update. No, you don't just wait 7 years and be like, it's releasing tomorrow. Well, we did. In one regard, based of you to do that, of you just to come out and be like, we're releasing the game. But in another regard, who the hell was in charge of your PR for the last 7 years? We didn't have anyone in charge of our PR. Okay. You just didn't give a fuck. Average Counter-Strike 2 player team solo each other with a Chinese hacker. Oh my goodness. But that BF VTuber cheating accusation was crazy. Battlefield. The thing is that, like, I know people who are really good at games. I've watched people who are really good at games. And there's a very fine difference between, like, being like, I can aim really fast, and just, like, snapping to opponents faster than, like, human capacity can, like, faster than, like, what your neurons really allow you to do. There's a certain speed that, like, when you hit that, you're just like, oh, that's not human reaction time anymore. And by that, I don't mean, like, oh, hey, they can click the button at a certain speed. I mean, they can move the mouse to some, like, they can go 180 to somebody they didn't see and then, like, stop it on a dime perfectly while, like, everything is still, like, there's just a limit to human processing, and you're just watching videos and you're like, that doesn't matter. Actually, I was thinking about this for how pointless it is for higher frame rates, because the resting eye for a human functions at about 30 frames per second. However, when you are excited, i.e. playing a game, that can go up to 60, up to 90 frames per second. Now, mind you, you don't see in frames per second, but I mean equivalent of, like, how fast your brain is processing the information. However, once you get to, like, 120, you get really quick diminishing returns. And once you're in the 200s, the human eye just can't really tell the difference between, say, frame rates at 250 and 500 at that point, because even if you're in an excited state, you can't, like, there's just no real visual difference to you because your brain doesn't process at that speed. And what's really funny to me is people complaining that, like, oh, my frames are so terrible. What are your frames? Oh, I can only get up to 250 frames. You know, like, again, the human brain processes information at a fixed rate, even when excited. Like, you being like, oh yeah, I need 500 frames per second. It's like the human brain can't process information at that speed, but do you know what can process information at that speed? Aimbots! And that's also another sign when somebody is using aimbots is if they're trying to cut down on visual lag past the point of human recognition. Why cheating when Counter-Strike 2 mostly is a tactical game where You have to communicate like it's a team shooter. It's a squad shooter where you go up against another squad, and suddenly some douchebag turns on aim. Yeah, they turn on aimbot and wall hacks, and it's just like why do you just not want to like let anyone else have fun? Like you're not having fun because you're not doing anything. You're not really playing the game at that point, so you're not having fun at that point. So like who's gaining anything by you cheating is kind of like just my perspective. Like at that point, what's being gained? What's happening? Ah, there it is. Dude, I see a PMW head and taillights on a car. Shit looks like a strobe light. A strobe light to you. Oh, as an exception. Oh, you mean... Ooh. Dude, I see a PMW head and taillights on a car, and that shit looks like a strobe light to you. There's always exceptions. But... I'm not talking about, like... There are exceptions. There are people who can function at higher levels. Yeah? But I'm more talking about the people who... Like, when you have people... Again, who are firing frame perfect, and there's no like muscle movement. I'm talking very much when I talk about cheaters and whatnot is the people who usually where it comes down to is not simply the people who like higher frame rates. And again, I'm using very high frame rates for this. I'm using frame rates that are at a higher like. I'm using excited. I'm not like just saying, I'm not just saying like, humans see at 30 frames per second and that's the end of it. No, humans can see at a higher frame rates and whatnot. But there's, where the fuck is this? But more, it's a combination of factors. It's not only seeing at higher frames, but it's also the fact that they're functioning. That their gameplay is by the frame rate, is that their gameplay is at the same frame rate that they're playing at. And that's not how humans work 100% of the time. Ooh. Like, even if you go to lower frame rates, you're not going to be frame perfect on everything you do. And so having somebody who's frame perfect on every action they do, that's when things get suspicious. Pulse width modulation is WMP. Okay, pulse width and modulation. You plan on using plastic cement on your kits, or is that something you would... I usually don't use plastic cement unless I need to fix something up. And if I do, that is something I do off stream. Usually, though, actually, I don't typically use just frame rate to determine, like, to kind of think if somebody's a cheater. Usually the biggest thing that I kind of find is whether or not they have predictive shooting. By which I mean is if they are actively thinking of where they're shooting before they're shooting, or if all of their shooting is reactive. Meaning that they just see something and then they shoot. Because usually the people I've known who are good at games, they know player psychology and they know where people will be before they are there. Which can look like wall hacks. But it's like somebody being in a doorway. You know somebody's in the building, and you know that the only like exit, you know that the only place they can shoot from is this door or that window. And you know they're not going to go straight up to the door because, you know, you're going to know where their head is. So, like, typically players, what they do is they take a few steps back from the doorway or window, then they peek out the window so their head is lower than what you'd expect it to be. And a lot of good players that I know to, like, aim lower because of that. Because either you're going to be shooting them main body or you're going to be able to get a headshot. And there's just not a lot of that planning and thinking things out. It's just very reactive. Oh my god, I missed some of you. I'm so sorry, Kays. I don't know how I missed those. Wait, someone really uploaded a Bionicle with a Opie? Yes. I'm too busy starting the 20th until 2 days ago. And haven't opened your YouTube or Discord or Twitch. Yes, somebody posted an Opie Bionicle. It's actually a really good custom build. The point of a game to have cheat equal a weak mod who would never about. Wait. I don't know why I'm having trouble reading that. I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's another thing, is that like a lot of games die because the cheating isn't regulated. And then the people who want to play honestly just leave because there's no balance anymore for them. And that's most of the player base. High grade, the O really showed its age, not... Oh, high grade O. Yeah, the high grade O is really old. That's why, even though I've seen it in the store a few times, I've just avoided getting it, in all honesty. Have you seen the Gustav Karl will be released in next year, February 2nd? Yeah, I saw that. That was posted on Discord, actually. I think that was posted by Ricey, or I think it's posted by Ricey or Gundam. I think it's posted by Ricey's account. Thank you for that, by the way. And I'm just trying to get this tape off. I don't want to talk about cheating anymore. It's an annoying topic. You regret buying it? With older kits, sometimes you just don't know until you build them, though, to be fair. Though, I think the O might be like an extra old kit. One thing I do wish, actually, speaking of, like, mods, and I know you were talking about a different kind of mod, but I wish that there were still cheat codes. Speaking of cheating, I wish there were still cheat codes in games. It was always fun to have, like, difficulty modifiers and just, you know, just silly things in games. Like how in Halo, you have skulls, and skulls are effectively cheat codes, but one of the skulls is called acrophobia, and it just lets you fly. It makes it so if you double jump, you just start flying forward at an increasing acceleration, and it's really fun and really stupid. And I kind of miss when games let you just have stupid little cheats like that. Ooh. Why is the O so chunky? I think the in-universe reason is so it can have more fuel. It's supposed to be like semi-hollow inside, so it can have more fuel, so it can be deployed longer. I don't know why they designed it, though, like that out of universe. Ooh, I just know what I read for the in-universe explanation. It's from 2002. Yeah, that's not going to be very reliable. That's going to be a very early real grade. Mostly cheater on COD or Counter-Strike. Mostly FPS game. Yeah, ooh. I'm kind of surprised I don't hear more about cheating from something like Fortnite now that I think about it. But then again, I don't think people are being tryhards in Fortnite, but I could be wrong about that. It's really in games where people want to be tryhards. And it muddies the water because you have people who are actually really good and have fast reaction times, and then they get called cheaters when they're not cheaters. Who they're just good at the game. And it's just one of those things that's annoying. Speaking of weird model kits, there is this one flower motif robot that's supposed to come out, but got delayed a few times already. He's saying flower motif robot. It wouldn't be the Rose Gundam, because that has a P Bandai, but what am I thinking of when you say that? I think I'm thinking of actually a Big O mecha, which is not correct. Looks really cool. It should send on, yeah, send it on Discord, because my brain is not putting that together. Real grade, the real grade? The O exists? No, I think he built a high grade, O from 2000. I don't think there's a real, if it's not a Gundam or a Char machine, I don't think it gets, I don't think it gets a real grade, to be honest. I actually don't know if I can think of a Gunpla that is a real grade that is not either a Gundam or a Char machine. Oof. Chat, can you think of any real grades that aren't Gundams or Char related that are real grades? there has to be one, right? There has to be at least one mobile suit that's not from a... And Char clones also count as Char. So if there's like a Char clone real grade, that also counts. That also counts as being like a Char suit. Stopped playing online competitive games after Battlefield 4 once the cheater got over 5 to 10% of all the fun. Oh my god. Jesus, that's actually a pretty high rate, having it be as much as 1 in 10. God, last online multiplayer game I really played was probably Splatoon 3, and the matchmaking in Splatoon 3 was so sweaty that I was just like, I'm not playing this game anymore. That was on release though, but I really love Splatoon 2, but holy crap, the matchmaking was so sweaty in Splatoon 3 because they were trying to appeal more to like the competitive gaming market, and Splatoon was very much a casual shooter, so it felt way too intense, and I was like, I'm just not doing this game anymore. The real grade Zaku 2, that's a recolor of Char Zaku 2, so that is still technically, I would count it as a Char machine, because even though it is just the standard Zaku, it is reprinted from Char Zaku, which was the second ever real grade. Ooh. So that is close, but I would not count that. Real grade Ava and real grade... Ava has a real grade? Wait. Damn it. That almost feels like cheating, but I did not say specifically only Gundam. So it's not cheating. I did not set out the rules. If I had known there were non-Gundam real grades, though, I would have fucking said that. But I guess I have been beaten at my own game. Let's get this. Fucked up. You messed up your amazing Exia build. The ball-shaped polycap for one of the back's wing binders. Oh crap! Is it like is it one that you can replace from another kit? Like if you have a spare one of those from another. Oh wow. Oh wow. Wow. The paint really pooled up there, and I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get rid of it. And I'm gonna have to do it before I put it on. I was like, maybe I can put it on and deal with this later. No. I have to deal with it now, sadly. Real grade GP01? Does it exist? Ooh. Yeah, I don't know if I would get the... Well, actually, I probably would get the real grade Ava before I would get like a high grade of it, because it's such a weird build. And again, I don't know if there's a high grade of it. I forgot that there was a real grade. Polycap should be plenty. Yeah, but some polycaps I will admit are rare, so I don't know which polycap he's exactly saying. There are some polycaps that are pretty rare if they're not used. There's some polycaps that are just always used if they're included. So I hope it's not one of those. I hope it's one of the ones where you have plenty of spares. So you don't have to cannibalize a kit. I really hope that scraping did not come through the microphone at all, because that was an awful sound. Come on. You know what? This is gonna take forever. I'll just do it off stream. Oh god, and I still have to remove this one, and I just poked myself with the X-Acto knife like an idiot. This size is not the typical ball-shaped. Ah, crap! It's not a typical one. I had to stuff a paper in it and use a. Okay, I'm sorry to hear that you had to like kind of jerry-rig a fix. That's one of those unique polycaps. That's always a pain in the butt. I have plenty of spell polycaps too, but I have very few rare polycaps. Then there's like kits that have like unique polycaps, which is always like nice, but also a little frustrating, like the Gundam Live Lance Heaven, which has gold polycaps, which are really cool, until you realize you can't replace gold polycaps with normal polycaps. So you just have to pray that the rubber does not break down in those polycaps, and you have to replace them. Oh my goodness. I really wish I had applied the frickin' tape a lot better. Oh, damn it. Okay, I see what the problem is. There's actually a philosophy in design where you don't actually make something flat. You either make it concave or convex. And it appears these wings were designed to be convex, which makes them, if I remember correctly, look, makes them look a little smaller and sleeker, which makes it so that going in with the hobby knife and scraping it off is very hard, because this is not a flat surface. It is a convex surface. It is a concave surface, meaning that it is slanting inwards. And I'm just gonna have to do that off stream, sadly, even though how ugly it looks. Everyone in the chat, pray for K's. Ooh. He has lost a polycap that cannot be replaced. One of the truly most horrifying fates for a Gunpla build. Oh, ironically, this is adding enough weight to his back where he's actually falling backward. We were supposed to apply stickers, but I'd rather paint it later. Oh, but chat, even if he does fall backwards, his little wings can actually function as extra legs. Excellent. He's just like the Gundam. Actually, no, the Gundam, the new Gundam doesn't allow you to do that. Yeah, I'm happy that they moved away from polycaps, that they found technology that they didn't need to continue using polycaps, in all honesty. Because they wear out, and you can't fix them when they wear out. With plastic joints, you can fix them. You can, like, I say super glue. You can use, like, model glue or super glue to thicken the joint, then plug things back in. It's a lot better. And my phone went out. Gonna post the pic. That's okay. Wait a minute. I also needed to check the other pic. Because I think somebody else posted a pic. Yeah, Ricey. Wow. That's a model? It's a really nice model of that magical girl. I don't really know what the hell's going on with it, but it's a nice model. Can I share that on stream, Ricey? Okay. Bandai 300 IQ move. Yeah, so that you always have to buy new kits when you have polycaps. But they finally figured out. They finally figured out, chat, how, just to make their plastic so fine that, they can just print it out. And I was supposed to plug these in, and I didn't. Crap. These go here and here, it looks like. Ah, crap. Ah, crap. It's like the ball all over again, chat. Oh, no. Okay. Okay, well, this is obviously incorrect. Okay, wait. There we go, there's that. You can show? Okay. Oh, and actually before we do that, Kay shared his high grade, oh wow, yeah, I can see, I don't know if it's gonna come across on stream. It has plenty of area for panel lining for a kit as old as it is, but I can just see how those are just big pieces that just fit together and might not fit together the best. But here's Kay's O. Ooh. I don't, if it'll focus, I hope you can see it, but you can kind of tell just how like big and not really flexible that plastic looks. That's a nice Strike Freedom. But what was shared that I wanted to share myself was this, which is just a really, it's an anime waifu model robot thing, but I think its design just looked really nice. There's some other pictures of it. Let me get the last picture of it up. I don't know what's going on here, but it's sitting on a flower, which is very cute and dainty. Sorry that I have to hold it like this because I can't show the top or bottom of my phone, so it's a little awkward. Fat Chubby, he's a chubby boy. I really should have put these on beforehand, but I didn't realize. And now it's very awkward that he has it on. Okay, there we go. Yeah, those 3 kits that Kay's posted. The O was one of them. I keep wanting to say Theo instead of the O. Like technically idiot proof, but I'm pretty dumb. I might be putting these on wrong. Yeah, I think I put these on wrong. But you went on correctly, so why aren't you going on correctly? 1 second, chat. We're trying to finish this build. I might have to do some adjustments off screen, but we can plug in these. I think they go on like this. Nope. Like this. Yes. Oh, looks like a third-party O. The Bandai one doesn't have those panel lines on the... Okay. Ooh. Okay, it might be a third party then. That it kind of explains why it has so many panel lines on it though, because it did feel a little weird that such an old kit would have so many panel lines. The Bandai O doesn't have that much detail, aka panel line, among those 3 pictures that I've sent. The O is the only... Okay. The O, though, is the only bootleg of the ones he sent over, because he also sent over a unicorn. Ooh, it has a nice exposed core fighter and a Gundam O, it looks like. Should I use air... I don't think you should be using house paint to do airbrushing in general, in all honesty. Should I use house paint for my airbrushing of Gunpla? I don't know. It sounds economical, but I'm pretty sure you're gonna destroy your airbrush. But here is the Z, and after spending all that time getting his wings on him, we have to take his wings off, I just realized. Ooh, not really wings, but we have to take his tortilla chips off so we can do a size comparison. Here's his... What the hell was this for? Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's really bad, actually. That's really bad. Why do I have extra pieces, and why do I have this big white piece? What did I forget to do, chat? Why do I have 2 giant white pieces? Where did these go? Where do these belong? That's no unicorn? Oh, it's not. Ooh. This is a kitten question. I wasn't looking closely enough at it. But that's the narrative Gundam. It's kind of a test type for the new. Later retrofitted for the Psycho frame. Yeah, I just saw all the new type shenanigans going on at it, and I didn't give it a closer look. I forgot that the unicorn has that fin, like, you know, folding out fin, V fin. Ooh, I just gave it a glance and I didn't give it a closer look. Ah. Looks like the backpack piece. I got this. I got where the hell are they? Well, I'll just show you. Thank you for sticking on. I got these parts on. Does it go here? Do they go here maybe over these parts? I don't know what I messed up, but I messed something up. We have to go all the way back to the backpack. Well, no, it looks like, no, these are we can see they're exposed right here. So I'm gonna have to figure out what the hell I have messed up at and how I have built this guy while apparently dismissing just we just have these two big pieces and I don't know where they go. That is kind of impressively dumb by me. Oh shit, wait a minute. Let's go back. No, it's not under the arms. I thought maybe like it was armpit armor or something. No, that's clear. I'm at a bit of a loss, chat. Need Psycho frame red for the green unicorn. Should I use green poster paint to use on the red mode clean? Ooh. I'm brand new to painting, so maybe you should ask somebody else, but I don't think... Oh god. I feel like you might want to use hobby paint in all honesty. But I'm not an expert. It's not, we have the shoulders. Son of a bitch. I think I know what it is. Is it the hands? Is it the wrists? Or are those supposed to be like that? It's not the wrists. I thought it was maybe the inside of the wrist. It's not that either. Didn't use the eye stickers for the narrative. The eyes... Ooh, eye slits are too small. Oh god. If it's that small, I can understand you. Just like it's not worth the bother. Too small, so nobody's gonna notice. There's a few kits that I've done that with where I've just been like, I'm just not gonna bother with eyes. I don't care. The front right unit is put on wrong. It should be longer side. Ooh. On the top bottom. Oh, wait. It should be longer side to wait. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, I see. Okay. I see. Okay, that explains why I was like, why is this not fitting in as I would expect it to? I see exactly what you mean. That explains... God, that's actually a little bit annoying, because when I put it on, I realized that, but I kind of just brushed it off and went like, I don't care. But I see what you mean. Not only that, but there is a divot right here, and that divot is made so you can have room. This room right here. Okay, so thank you for that. I thought I messed that up, but I just didn't really see it. Well, it looks like Bandai can only make something so idiot-proof. Let's put... Come on. Okay, and okay, now it's locked in, and that looks so much better now. Thank you for that. Okay, so there is the Xi Gundam. We have two pieces that I just have no idea where they go. I'll have to figure that out later. Let's just turn through the final pages to see if we see anything. We can turn it to flight mode. Ooh. I'm just baffled at that. But let's just do the size comparisons. With it fully finished, this beautiful, beautiful kit, which I would recommend. Very fun. Let me go get the other kits to compare it to, though. Did I skibbity ditty my model kit for damaging snow effect? Maybe. That's a really good question, actually. The porcelain of the skibbity toilet would give a nice effect to it, I would admit. Let us get our master grade F91. Let us get our master grade Saku. And like this is him next to two master grades, making them look small by comparison. But we already seen these guys next to each other. He just looks even bigger now because he got them shoulders. You're still waiting for the Penelope? For your Penelope to arrive? I hope it arrives sooner rather than later. The most hand grenade mobile suit I probably own. The Zazabi. Which was one of the biggest high grades I had, and yeah, he's just oh my god, he makes Char look so tiny. You need a Gundam in a jar. No. No, we are not. This is not My Little Pony. We are not doing that. But what I want to compare it to is the Nightingale, but the Nightingale is too big. But biggest high grade that we have, and he's really dusty. But let us compare him real quick to a high grade too big to fit on screen. BRB. And that is the Psycho Gundam. He's still small compared to the Psycho Gundam, especially like if we do this where they're at the same height. Ooh. This is them at the same height. But I need to point out the fact that he's over the Psycho Gundam's waistline. You don't know how few mobile suits actually get that tall. There we have our two beautiful, beautiful boys. And honestly, I'd recommend this kit. I loved all the little things that I was able to do with him, with his with the little red flecks on the arm, you can't really see it anymore, but the blue that I added to the shoulders, the panel lining on this guy was really fun to do. It's a really fun kit from prep to build to finished product that I would absolutely recommend. And there's more I can do, like I can paint the inside of these Verniers so they stand out. So I'm actually excited to continue him off screen, in all honesty. He comes with a good amount of weapons. He comes with his big old gun. He has his beam sabers up there, which like Darth Maul can come out either end. It's a really nice kit, and he stands up surprisingly well for his size. Let me get the F91 out again, because you asked that. I'm not sure if they have a similar size. They are similarly sized overall, but let's see. The Zazabi kind of has a sprawled out stance, so let's put his legs together. And the Zazabi kind of higher up is the problem, so he looks a little taller. But they're about the same height, yeah. Which is a little confusing, because I thought my real grade was size comparing other things. I thought my real grade was well taller than him. So maybe the Zazabi high grade is a little shorter than it should be, because I think the Zazabi is supposed to be taller than the new Gundam. Compare the Psycho Gundam with the 144th scale. We have done that, but I do need to get him out because he's my smallest high grade. Thank you for reminding me that. Ooh, I wonder if the Destroy Gundam is still available. I don't know if it's still available, but last time I saw one was a few months ago at a hobby shop. So, ooh, it might still be there in all honesty, because they had quite a few. Still available at your buddy shop. You're gonna get it next. Okay. I know that's effectively the Gundam Seed Psycho Gundam, but they made like a bunch of them because of course they did. Where chat. Where is the F91 high grade? Like where? Oh, it's right here. It never left the table apparently. But there's the F91 high grade, our shortest high grade that I personally own. Spent $80 on one Hazel Oswald gigantic arms. Did I spend over for the I don't think it's supposed to be spending $80. I don't think the model kit by itself is worth $80. Just wait for it to get reprinted. I'm sure they'll do it eventually. You might have to wait a few years, but just wait on it, dude. So it might be that the real grade new is taller than it's supposed to be. I don't know if it's taller or if it's just if it's more accurate. I don't know which one. Because the Sazabi high grade is very old, so it could be that the Sazabi high grade is just not to scale. I don't know which one is more to scale than the other. Ooh. Well, I've seen multiple measurements for Char counterattack suits anyways. That's also where it gets confusing. But there is our short king next to... It's kind of like when... Hold up. That feels really fitting. They don't fit all on screen properly. At all. But we have our smallest mobile suit with the F91. We have our second biggest... But not counting the Nightingale, we don't include that. We have our second tallest mobile suit with this, and then we have our tallest mobile suit, and it's almost like each one kind of just makes it to the waistline of the next. This is a nice progressing linear line. Oh, if only I had a big Zam, but that wouldn't fit on screen. Among those three you bought that O kit for $4? Well, I feel like you can't be surprised if it was the cheapest and oldest that it might not have been the best. The Psycho Gundam can kick the Yes, the Psycho Gundam can absolutely kick the F91. He doesn't even make... He barely, let's not undersell him. He barely makes it to the knee of the Psycho Gundam. Look at that little fella. He's just... He wants to be cool, but he's so tiny. He's so adorable. You have spent $200 for a Gundam and model kit alone. I think the most I've spent on a Gundam kit has been like $120, and I think that... I don't even think I spent that much, but I think that's what I bought the Psycho Gundam Mark II for. The high grade Hazel uses polycaps and is really top heavy. If you really like the design, then it's worth it. But if if it's using polycaps and it's that top heavy, I personally wouldn't go for it. But it really is one of those things like only get if you're into the design already, if you're a big fan of it. Although the cheapest, it's still it's still something you regret. It's size comparison with the ball. That's a good one. Jesus. Our beloved balls, which I never cleaned. Oh, oh wow, you're really dirty. Wow, my balls are really... Take that out of context. The panel line, I never cleaned up the panel lining on them, but there's one of our balls. Oh my god. I suppose that is technically our shortest thing. They can play soccer, chat. Quick, somebody get a Gelgoog. Chat, they can play soccer with the Gelgoog. Oh my god, but we have no GMs to be a goalkeeper. Soccer's called off, chat. I'm sorry. Psycho Gundam compared to the F-91 like a hydrogen bomb. Wait, why is your hand not moving? I'm still surprised this is the one that we had. That this is one of the builds that I had the worst crash out doing, because I built the pontoons incorrectly, and so I had to redo the pontoons, and I just crashed out on stream doing it. But he can like hold the ball. No, he can't. Oh god, oh no, he has like Muscle Man. Oh god, he has Muscle Man syndrome, where he's too big to grab things in front of him. The Cheetos are too big. That's his oh, his arm fell off actually. Oh god, go back on. Okay. Okay, let's not mess around with that anymore. Okay. I think we should be wrapping up though, but there is our newest build, the Xi Gundam. Absolutely great build, really fun. Can't wait to find a place to pose it up with. If I had more room, I'd pose it with the Nightingale in all honesty, because it's just so big. But the Nightingale is already so massive that there's not a lot of room for that. Ball for the win! I do love the ball. The ball took way longer to build than it should have, but that's because I'm incompetent. Bandai High Grade, the O is quite expensive due to the lack of reprints. You'd recommend a third-party version for most people unless you... Oh, really? That's surprising because I've actually seen an O in the wild before. I didn't know that they were so rare. I've seen an O Master Grade in the wild before. That one was expensive. Ooh. But I'm not really a big fan of the O, so I just didn't bother getting it. But god, if the high grade is rare, I wonder how rare the Master Grade is. I wonder if it's still there. That was like a year ago. Ball is the GOAT. Let me get somewhere to send you guys off to. It's been kind of just a casual stream, just a very... Ooh. Very nice day. I hope you guys like this stream as much as I like doing it. Felt like it could have been a little more high energy from me, but with everything going on, I'm happy I was actually able to get the stream out today. Is anyone building? Let's go to Twitch. I want to find a place to send you guys out to. Master Grade O now, rarer than gold. Oh, really? Take care, Merrick. Take care, Kays. Rest well. You rest well as well. Ooh. Don't let the Xi Gundam, hug you. Dude, oh my god, he's a very prickly boy. He's a very like, ah shit. I'm just trying to find a place to send you guys out to, but it's a very awkward time, because people are either ending stream right now, or about to start stream in a few minutes. I'm just gonna send you to somebody. I'm gonna send you to a Phase Connect member because I wanted to talk about Sakina getting caught for cheating in Blue Archive, but I forgot about it. So instead, have this Phase Connect member playing Resident Evil. I didn't even check which Phase Connect member that was. I just clicked on a random Phase Connect member. Hold up, who was that? It was Rooney. So go to Rooney and check out her stream if you like Resident Evil. The Mark IV Psycho Gundam, for some reason, is normal. That's weird. He got its shit rocked by Amuro and wreck floated in, oh my god, into the Moon colony. And for which, let's see where I can send you guys. I'm gonna send you to a friend of a friend. I'm gonna send you to Ludmilla on Twitch. So anyone on Twitch, I'm just going to There's a link for Twitch. Ooh, I don't want to raid with only 2 people, because I just find that a little awkward personally. But there's the links. We'll be back tomorrow to finish Sucker for Love. Ooh, and then after that, for Wednesday, I have no idea what we're doing. Oh, but if you're on the Discord, I do want to say, before I finish, I will have a poll up for what the next poll will be for Gunpla. So what that means is, like, I'm going to have categories, and you're going to vote on the categories, and then on Friday, the next Gunpla poll will be up. So keep an eye out for that. That poll for the topic will probably be up tonight or tomorrow morning. But in the meantime, I hope you can join us tomorrow for some Sucker for Love finale as we finish the final path. And just, you know, have a great day, a wonderful life, and I'll see you guys next time. Remember not to lose your heads out there, baby. Where they salvaged the head in Psycho. Oh, that's how the Moon Gundam got constructed. That explains its design. That explains why it is the Vargle. Okay, so it's like the Moon Gundam was made from the Vargle. Base Limited Vargle is just replaced Moon Gundam. Okay. I did not know why they looked so similar. I didn't know the lore. I thought they were just separate mobile suits that had the same frame, which is technically true. But I guess the Moon Gundam is a jerry-rigged Vargle. Good to know. So remember when I assembled a Gundam, I took off the runner using your fingernail? Damn, because at the time, you didn't have scissors. Damn, you got some powerful pinching, my dude. But again, I hope I can see you guys later this week. Bye-bye, everybody.